I'm Brandon Torres.
And I'm Michelle Morales, and this is the Pacific Coast News for the County of San Mateo.
It's Wednesday, December 4th, 2013, and this is the news for the week. A 2-year-old girl was seriously injured after being pinned underneath a car on December 1st around 12:15 p.m. on Kelly near Potter Avenues. She was walking down Kelly Avenue with her parents and 10-year-old sister when her parents spotted a free couch across the street. The parents crossed the street to look at the couch but left the children where they were. While they were looking at the couch, the 2-year-old ran out into the street and in front of an oncoming car. The driver tried to stop the car, but the child was already pinned underneath. Several nearby bystanders jumped into action and were able to lift the car and free the child. One of the bystanders is a physician assistant and began treating the little girl until the fire department arrived on scene and took over. The child was conscious on scene and was transported to Fire Station 40, where she was then flown to Stanford Hospital by life flight. Kelly near Potter Avenue was closed for several hours while the accident was investigated. The child is believed to be in stable condition. The driver was extremely cooperative with law enforcement on scene and was not believed to be under the influence of drugs or alcohol at the time of the collision. A couple was assaulted on the 500 block of Kelly at 1 a.m. on December 1st when a suspect hit the man in the head with a beer bottle, causing injury. When the man's girlfriend went to assist him, the woman accompanying the suspect kicked the man's girlfriend in the stomach. The male and female suspect fled prior to the sheriff's deputy's arrival. While in Pacifica, a white 1992 Honda Accord was reported stolen from Manor Drive on December 2nd at around 2 p.m. A resident had his girlfriend arrested after he confirmed with the bank that she forged some checks and after several items from his house were missing. The resident met with the police on the corner of Palmetto and Santa Rosa Avenues on December 1st at 6:42 p.m. before proceeding to the resident. Also on December 1st, a stolen vehicle was found on the 100 block of Higgins Canyon in Half Moon Bay. It was determined the vehicle came from an outside jurisdiction. At 12:48 on November 30th, a resident on Larita Way in Pacifica was woken by his car alarm. While checking his security camera, he saw a bald white man opening the car door with a female accomplice. While on Palmetto Avenue, also in Pacifica, a car burglary was reported at around 1:50 p.m. The owner of the car believed the thieves made their entry through the hatchback since she left her car locked. The fire department had to go to the intersection of Lundy Way and Ridgeway Drive at around 9:30 p.m. in Pacifica since a tree was blocking most of the road. There were 2 solo accidents at the intersection of Sharp Park Road and Francisco Boulevard on Thanksgiving Day. The first occurred around 4:11 p.m. and the other at 10:56, where the driver hit the center divider. Lastly, a cyclist reported being struck by a car on Highway 1 near Frenchman's Creek Road in Half Moon Bay on November 27th at around 10:30 p.m. He was knocked off his bike and suffered cuts and contusions, but the driver of the car didn't bother to stop. He said it was a white SUV. Now, moving on to the Coastal Court update, Mark Ferlin will be back in court on December 12th, where his second competency report will be presented to Judge Barbara Malik. The first was presented to Judge Malik on October 25th. Ferlin is charged with the death of Keith Coffey on October 17, 2012 at approximately 5:15 a.m. Pacifica Police found Ferlin trying to dispose of the body of Keith Coffey on Dell Road. 2 tenants contacted police after fleeing the house at around 5:15 a.m. It was Pacifica's first homicide since 2000. Christina Menzi of San Carlos is defending Ferlin, and Deputy District Attorney Sean Gallagher is the prosecutor. Ferlin remains in custody without bail.
State Senator Jerry Hill was invited to MacDutra Park in Half Moon Bay by Mayor Rick Kowalczyk to celebrate the passing of SB 132. On December 1st, SB 132 allows the Department of Fish and Wildlife to partner with wildlife rescue and rehabilitation groups to assist with mountain lion incidents. Prior to that, regulations didn't allow officers to pursue other options. The president of the Mountain Lion Foundation was also there and presented Senator Hill with a mountain lion picture for all his hard work. Senator Hill said the picture would go up in his office in Sacramento. Here are some comments from Senator Hill and Mayor Kowalczyk. I'm sorry, you guys, I made a mistake on the audio. It won't start till later. So here we see Senator Hill getting the plaque or the picture from the president.
Who work very hard, very diligently, and in tough circumstances every day, that those wardens will have the flexibility they need when they respond to mountain lion encounters in neighborhoods. The legislation, which takes effect January 1st, requires wardens to use non-lethal procedures on mountain lions if they don't pose an imminent threat to human life. As you know, this is a result of the 2 mountain lion cubs that were killed last year, a year ago today, just down the street in Half Moon Bay. And in order to change the existing law, it was a constitutional amendment that the voters approved in 1990. That's the California Wildlife Protection Act, Proposition 117. In order to amend that, it required a 4/5 vote of the legislature, and then the governor would have to sign. Well, 4/5 is 80% of the legislature would have to vote for this, and it was a tough hurdle. We were able to get the Democrats and the Republicans to come together on this, the need for allowing game wardens the discretion to either move a cub or a mountain lion that's posing no threat to human life, to relocate it someplace else, to partner with a nonprofit, or to use a tranquilizer or some way of making resulting in the mountain lion not being aggressive, and but all at the same time giving that game warden the discretion. If the mountain lion is posing a threat to human life, he can still use his discretion and take that mountain lion's life to protect human life if necessary. Without the law, we work with the Department of Fish and Wildlife, and they have been able to change their regulations already, as they have done in encounters that have occurred in San Jose, in Santa Cruz, and Los Angeles, where they've been able to relocate mountain lions instead of killing them. So it's already working.
So this one had a lot of will behind it, because it really got underplayed, but it shocked our community. It was a big deal, and I think when you see the facts out in front of you, they play very strongly for the need to take action, and the action is very common sense. I don't think it places restrictions. It doesn't limit Fish and Wildlife. In fact, it expands their options, and that's the key. I think had we tried to restrict, the bill tried to restrict or limit what they could do, I think that would have been probably a mistake. But the bill really expanded their array of options available to them, including the options they had previously, and now they can use more judgment. There's not one cookie-cutter solution that's going to resolve this, or any kind of situation like this. So they could take different types of actions now.
Again, that was the mayor of Half Moon Bay. Vice Mayor John Mueller, also known as Farmer John, and Council Member Alan Alifano also attended the event. The city of Half Moon Bay has temporarily stopped broadcasting Half Moon Bay City Council and Planning Commission meetings. In a press release, the city states it's due to Comcast's failure to fix reoccurring audio and visual problems that Coastsiders have been experiencing for the past year. Most recently, when Pacific Coast Television tried to broadcast the November 19th City Council meeting, there was no audio or video. Ross Gehring said the city has tried to reach out to various people at Comcast but never reached the desired results. When I talked with Marty Anaya, Pacific Coast Television's executive director, about the issue, he said that the issue is limited to just live broadcasts. Here's what he had to say about the issue.
On a move forward basis, what we're going to propose to the city is that PCT can do exactly that. We can send somebody 3 hours ahead of the meeting in order to flip the switch to make sure that there are no connectivity issues. And if there are connectivity issues, that there's somebody that we can reach at Comcast during business hours so that we can affect whatever fix needs to happen.
Comcast Director of Communications, Brian Bird, said the statement was erroneous. He also went on to say that it was his understanding that Pacific Coast Television hadn't followed Comcast's request during the last issue. However, Anaya said he wasn't aware of any request from Comcast.
The official holiday season has begun, and along with what's now being called Gray Friday, there was Small Business Saturday. And when one thinks of the holidays and small businesses in Pacifica, how can you not think of Christmas by the Cove and all the specialty shops that at Rockaway Beach? Pacific Coast News went to and spoke with some merchants, and for these that are there last year, said that although they haven't had a chance to compare this year's numbers with last year's, business felt like it was just as good, if not better. New business owner Kevin Ison of Fruit of the Loom shares a space with Urban Succulent, said that business was good on Saturday, and even for those that didn't make a purchase, he believes many will return. Here's what Jeremy Garrison said. Here's what Jeremy Garrison of Urban Succulent said to say, as well as the other owner of Resurrected and Christmas by the Cove.
Fantastic day. It was great to see a lot of the local people come out and really support the small local business, which is great because it keeps those dollars here in Pacifica as it filters through our store and then gets filtered as we work with local vendors here on the coast. So it's a win-win situation for everybody here in the local community.
We specifically had probably, I think, about 10 or 12 people that came in and said, I'm shopping small, so that was cool. It was cool. We didn't have that so much last year. And when you're shopping in town, you're helping your community and your schools too. So something to think about when you open up your wallet, because you may be saving a little bit someplace else, but and essentially you're pouring it back into your community, so it's a win-win.
You know, it was a very good weekend for us overall, and Small Business Saturday kind of overlaps into Sunday and even into Friday a little bit. People really think of now that horrible Black Friday experience that happens at the malls. Mm-hmm. They really think of coming to a small place like this, and I can't tell you how many people say, gee, you know, we saw people killing each other at malls all over the nation, and how nice it is to come to a small place where, you know, you're going to receive personalized service and you'll find unique things you're not going to see everywhere else. And business was definitely up. I can't tell you an exact figure because we kind of wait till the whole season is finished, and because it's crazy bookkeeping at this time, but just from the feel of it and the excitement, business was definitely up over the three days after Thanksgiving holiday. It's fun because we get to see people, I mean, having been here 18 years, we get to see people who were bringing their baby, and then they bought their baby's first Christmas ornament here, and they come back every year and buy an ornament, and you know, those kids are in college now. It's a nice continuity of feeling being one place this long.
Christmas by the Cove specializes in everything Christmas and is open year-round. Resurrected concentrates on used or vintage items And for moms, Julie will be holding a mother night out on December 12th, where she'll give free massages. It's not hard to guess what Urban Succulent's specialty is, and they'll put a custom one together for you. And if you're interested in any knitted items, all you have to do is step over to the other side of Urban Succulent for Loom of a Fruit, where you'll find quite a selection of leg warmers and socks, among other knitted items. Pacific Coast News also talked with a couple of merchants on Main Street who said that they also had a good small business Saturday, but unfortunately they weren't willing to go on camera.
Both cities of Pacifica and Half Moon Bay have several Christmas and holiday events taking place. We'll focus on a few events, such as the Night of Lights in Half Moon Bay. A special tree lighting ceremony in Mac Dutra Park will kick off the festivities at 6 p.m., followed by hundreds of children adorned in twinkling lights marching down Main Street in the Parade of Lights at 7 p.m. Kuna Intermediate School, Hatch Elementary, Girl Scouts, and Our Lady of Pillar Catholic Church are some of the schools and organizations where the children are from. While Coastside State Parks Association, Coastside Mothers Club, Half Moon Bay International Marathon are also a few of the participants in the parade this year. While on the same night over in Pacifica, the city will host the annual holiday tree lighting on the same night, but it will start earlier at 5:30 p.m. The 4th and 5th grade Cabrillo School Chorus will perform, and there will be refreshments and a visit from Santa at the Pacifica Community Center located at 540 Caspi Drive. The Rockaway Merchants, in coordination with the Pacifica Chamber, will also hold a tree lighting event at Rockaway. It takes place December 8th between 4 p.m. and 7 p.m., where it's rumored that Santa will make an appearance at that event as well. Also over the weekend at the Pacifica Community Center is the Elf Market Holiday Boutique. It's where one can shop for handcrafted holiday gifts by local artists and community organizations. If you're a boat owner at Pillar Point Harbor, the decorating contest will take place on December 14th. There will be a live band, singers, plus treats and hot cider compliments of Princeton Seafood Company, the Catch Restaurant, Half Moon Bay Sport Fishing, and Maverick Surf Shop. And this time there is no rumor. Santa will be there for photos. The holidays can be a special time of the year. The North County Fire Authority wants to remind everyone the importance of cooking safely this holiday season. Here are some things you can do to prevent a kitchen fire. Clean grease and food from your stove. Remember that this includes the fan and fan filters above your stove as well. Grease buildup is a common cause of fires in the kitchen. Turn pot handles in toward the center of the stove when cooking. All too often, children suffer burns as the result of their pulling a pot handle and dumping the scalding contents on themselves. Never wear clothes with long and or loose fitting sleeves while cooking. Loose sleeves too close to a burner may accidentally catch fire, burning you. Never cook while holding a child in your arms. Cooking requires your full attention. If you need to have your children in the kitchen while you cook, seat them away from the cooking area. Do not ever leave your kitchen while cooking. Turning your back on your cooking even for a minute can and often does have tragic results. If you do need to leave your kitchen to help a child or answer the door or phone, turn the stove off. Here are some helpful tips if a fire does occur in your kitchen. For stovetop fires, turn off the burner. Cover the pot or pan with its lid. Slide the lid across the pan from the left or right. Never use water on a grease fire. It will only spread the fire, making matters worse. A better choice would be to use a fire extinguisher. If the fire has spread to the cabinets or countertop, exit the house and call 911. Do not go back into the house for any reason. For oven fires, do not open the oven. Keep the door closed so the fire doesn't spread. Turn off the heat to the oven. Exit the house and call 911. For microwave oven fires, don't cook anything in a container made with metal. It's a good idea to only use containers labeled as microwave safe. Leave the microwave closed, exit the house, and call 911. You may obtain additional information on general safety at www.northcountyfire.com.
Capistrano Beach in El Granada is one of the beaches that tested positive for high concentration of indicator bacteria and has a warning sign posted. The sign is posted to alert the public that there may be a risk of illness associated with swimming in contaminated water and are an advisory rather than a quarantine or beach closure. Signs are also posted at Venice Beach in Half Moon Bay and Outer Harbor Beach in El Granada. The indicator bacteria include total coliform, E. coli, and enterococcosis. Persons using recreational water posted by county health officials do so at their own risk. When high indicator bacteria levels are found, the site is posted with a warning sign and is retested to confirm the results. This week, San Pablo Creek at Lindamar Beach in Pacifica is the only creek to have a posted warning sign. When swimming at ocean beaches with creeks that cross the beach, the county recommends to avoid recreational activity in the creek as well as in the ocean water in the immediate area of the creek. While the creek water may look calmer and safer to play in, it typically has a higher bacteria count than the ocean water. The county also suggests to avoid going in the water during rainstorms. Swimming in areas close to urban streams and storm drain outlets should be avoided during and for up to 3 days after the end of a rainfall due to increased levels of bacteria caused by rainfall runoff. The San Mateo County routinely tests 43 sites each week, including ocean beaches, creek mouths, and bay lagoon beaches. County staff will be providing training and needed equipment and supplies for the sampling. Sites are sampled every Monday morning by the combination of county staff and volunteers, primarily associated with the local chapter of the Surfrider Foundation. Last week, we reported on Ison Comet and its trip around the sun. As predicted by some scientists, it didn't survive the trip. However, mark your calendars for December 14th. That is when the Geminitis meteor shower will take place. It's the third largest meteor shower of the year. Typically, this is an amazing late night show, but the moon will be in its waxing phase, so it's recommended to watch it after moonset and before dawn. In sports this week, Terra Nova's football team will be holding its sports award night this evening at 7 p.m. Each of the teams will have 2 members that will receive a plaque for either the most valuable player or the most improved player. Pacific Coast News is expecting star running back senior number 4 John Wallace to be a recipient of the MVP award. Also, we need to apologize to Terra Nova High School for calling them the Tiger Sharks instead of the Tigers during last week's broadcast. And once again, everyone at PCT and PCN would like to congratulate head football coach and athletic director Bill Gray on a great season, the best they've had in 30 years.
Also during last week's broadcast, we reported that the Coastal Commission will be reviewing the application for the reorganization of the Granada Sanitary District. But the Coastal Commission will actually be reviewing an application from the Montero Water and Sanitary District to expand their service during the December 11th meeting that will be held in San Francisco. And that's the news on the coast for this week and our last broadcast for this year. I'd like to take a moment to personally thank everyone, Brandon, everyone at PCT, behind the camera, Jason, and everyone you can't see. Thank you all so much for your help and the encouragement with the show. I couldn't have done it without any of you. So again, thank you all so much. And again, we're still in search of volunteers for Tuesday nights. If interested, please email us at pac_coast_news@yahoo.com. You can also follow us on Twitter, where we have the same handle at PAC_coast_news. We're always also interested in receiving news tips, suggestions, videos, or feedback. Again, this is our last broadcast for the year. Please be sure to check PCT's website for our next broadcast. And from both PC and PCT, we'd like to wish happy holidays and a safe and prosperous New Year's to all. We'll see you in 2014. Bye.